Yo, what's going on, guys? It is non-reality, and in today's video I'm showing off the Kratuga buff, and I've done a few hours here, and I wanted to go over how much loot I made. I was going to make a whole hour-long video of me grinding this, and I recorded it and everything, but it just didn't come out right, and I honestly didn't know if people would want to watch a whole hour video. But if there's enough people that want that, I will post, and I'll post it unlisted and then link it in the description. You guys can go and watch it on your own time. It'll just be like a silent video of me grinding so you can see the rotation, but I will show you it nonetheless right here. So let's go in order. The first thing, other than this picture on screen, which I will just keep on there the whole time so you can kind of look at it, is what buffs was I using for this. So I am using the Exquisite Cron Meal. The reason I'm using this is because I'm already over AP cap for this area, so there's no reason to use Simple Cron, and it'll also just give me better buffs like crit hit damage, bag attack damage, all that good stuff. On top of that, I'm using Giant Drought for the extra all species damage. I don't need to use Beast of Frenzies because this place is super easy and you don't need to regen HP at all. So out of those buffs, we also have the Vel's Heart, obviously, that we are using. These are the crystals I'm using, nothing spectacular, just some cheap ones that I use for when I'm grinding hard areas, but I just had them on. Why not? Artifacts, I'm using Deathblow, which, you know, is a bit of a sweaty artifact set, but you can use basically anything here because it is very low AP DP. On top of that, you're going to be running, obviously, your Agris. It uses about 18 to 20k with this rotation and how much trash loot you get. And on top of that, you're going to be running level 2 loot scroll. You can use level 1 if you want, but you will be getting less loot by, you know, a little bit. Nothing crazy, but you will definitely be getting less. Maybe you'll get, like, if I can get a 45k average, you might get 30 or 25. So it's up to you. I'd still recommend using yellow if you can. On top of that, I am running full max pets, tier 4s, and then the tier 5. So they do pick up loot really fast. So let's go through the rotation really quick. Now, it is insanely similar to my old video, but basically you're going to kill this pack here, kill this pack here, and then instead of doing a big AoE here, you're just going to kill this pack on this side here. From there, you're going to go over to this corner, kill this pack, run up here, use a big AoE skill on all of these mobs, kill this pack here, kill this pack here. Now, one thing you'll notice is that the rotation is exactly the same. The only difference is they made the mobs more condensed. This pack here, and then you're going to go take a left, kill this pack. When they made the mobs more condensed, it actually made the loot go up by a ton, because before, like when you got to this area, there'd be a bunch of them spread out throughout here, so you'd have to wait for them to join together. But for with how the buff is now, you can kind of just go here, kill this pack, run over here, kill this pack. Then you can run up here and kill this pack. Run over here, kill this pack, run up here, kill this pack, run back down here, do a big skill here to kill all these, run across, kill this pack in the corner, run across, kill this pack, and you're going to take down and you're going to kill this pack here, and then up here, kill this pack here. If you are over rotated, you can come down here and kill these four, but you don't have to if you aren't over rotating. Kill this pack here, kill this pack here, and then restart over here. Now, when you're doing this rotation, you'll notice, if you are fast enough, that the mobs are spawning right in front of you, and that's how you know you're going to be getting, you know, the 45k average trash loot, which is what I got, and you can see on screen. And I also forgot to mention, now that I thought about it, is make sure you are using 10 buff and you're using, you know, the drop rate buff from 10 along with the Villa buff, because I did 3 hours here so far today when the buff came out. This hour that you see on screen is when I used 190% drop rate, which isn't even that high. Before, I was running no 10 buff and I got about 800 mil, but I was getting about, you know, I only got like 22 Cavers, half the books, half the Blackstones. So if I was running the 10 buff, I would have gotten similar, if not better, than 1 billion silver, which I got here. But the main thing that you want to just take note, like I said, is make sure you're doing the rotation fast enough, but don't over rotate it. Like if I run over to this pack and I kill all these mobs and there's one of these guys, and then I see that pack in the spawning, just take your time and kill this one, and you should be getting a decent trash loot and not over rotating a bunch. But yeah, let's quickly go over actually what I got. I know you've been seeing it on screen this whole time, but I do want to quickly go over it again just so I can kind of go over how it adds up to that much silver. So obviously we have the 44,000 trash loot, which is on my horse. And then we have the Layton and the 2 earrings. Then we have the 9 artifacts. If you don't need any, you can smelt them. Every time you smelt an artifact, you get a chance at 1 or 2 artifact capsules. Each of the artifact capsules sells for about 16 million silver, depending on the market that day. And sometimes, like I said, you can get 2, so you can get double this. You can get like 18 of them total if you got super lucky, which is even more silver. Like at that point, my 1 billion would be like 1.2 billion. And then we got 45 Caphras, which is really nice, and this is why you'd want to buy the tent buff, because if you don't buy a tent buff, you get 20 Caphras. You get so if you get 45, you're just making up for the silver you spent on the tent buff just with Caphras. And then we got 69 Blackstones, 54 of the other Blackstones. We got a few of the Jonas fragments and the Massive Pure Magics. Got an Elcar, which I would honestly just sell. I don't think it's worth making the Elcars. It honestly depends on the market, but I just don't think it's that great to go through the hassle of even crafting it, even if it was a little bit better. And then we have the Ancient Spirit Dust, which we will then turn into Caphras and get even more Caphras. On top of that, we did get 54 books. I'd recommend just selling them on the market, but you know, if you're one of those people that like hoarding a bunch of books and then doing the bosses, go ahead. But yeah, I hope this video did help you guys think, or at least make you think about going to a spot, because I think it is really good for players that are a seasonal player, because this spot is super easy to do. You can do it on season. It's 250 and 300. But one thing you're obviously going to run into is once people figure out how good the spot is, there's going to be a bunch of super high geared people here, and it's going to be a mess. But hopefully you can get some of your season characters in here and make a bunch of silver early on. It will be really cool. But yeah, I hope this video did help you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.